Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be talking about biomes. And the one I'm going to make is going to show up on the moon that I've been working on since our first video. I'm just going to get started. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and click on our little green plus sign up here in our mod elements section. And inside here, you're going to see this little biome option. It looks like a tree. I'm going to name my biome for the moon. I'm going to call this moon. What do I want to call this? I'm just going to call it craters. Moon craters. Oops, and I left, oops, I messed that up. Let's try it one more time. Moon craters. All one word. Okay. So the first things we're going to see is what kind of grass block should this biome have. So for example, in our first video, we made moon blocks. I'm going to do the same thing for the underground block. I don't want any plants to really grow here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the moon rock on both the underground blocks and the grass blocks. We'll talk a little bit later about how to make blocks that your plants can grow on, but for now, we're not going to focus on that. Okay. Each of these, the air color, grass color, foliage color, water color, these are going to recolor each of those objects in your world. So if I change my watercolor to bright yellow, any water that spawns in this biome is going to have this color. If I change the water fog color, that means that any fog that kind of spawns around the water will have that color as well. And you'll see what I mean by this here in a second. But I'm going to go ahead, let's see, and set these up. These gray foliage. If there is any grass that accidentally spawns, we'll go ahead and make it gray. What color should the air be? I kind of want it to be pretty dark. Okay. Now, this option down here, this is going to control our trees that spawn here. Because no plants can grow on my moon rocks, I won't have any trees spawning in my biome. So this is already set up perfectly for the way I want it to work. And that's pretty much it for basic properties. We can mess around with these custom trees and stuff later. In fact, we will later on in the tutorial series, but for now we're going to move past this. The next thing we're going to look at is the features. Down here at the bottom, you'll see there's another tab we can click on. And this is just things like trees per chunk, grass per chunk, things like that. I actually don't want any trees. I don't want any grass. And I don't want any flowers. I'm just going to move on to the next. So should we generate strongholds on the moon? Probably not. Mine shafts? I'm not going to. And again, you can get to this section by clicking down here on the structures. But these are just the different kinds of default Minecraft structures that can spawn here. I might generate desert pyramids. That might actually be kind of cool. Okay. At the bottom, if we click on effects, now you're going to see we can start adding music, sound effects, or different things for the biome specifically. I'm not going to add any music, but I am going to add some ambient particles. So I'm going to check this box to enable particles. And the particle type I'd like to use is ash. And what's the probability? I'm going to keep this pretty low. You're not going to want a super large number. If you do have a large number, you're going to have a lot of performance issues. So keep it super, super low. I'm going to keep mine default for now. The next tab at the bottom is entity spawning. This is where we can set up our custom mobs to spawn in this biome. But for now, we're going to leave this empty. And then we have biome generation. So for testing purposes, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just generate this biome in the overworld for now. Here we can see how often our biome spawns. That's what the biome weight is. And I believe, so I'm going to set this really high so that we can see kind of what the world looks like when we generate it pretty quickly. And you can change the temperature, the possibility of raining. It doesn't really rain on the moon, so I'm not going to choose any rain. And then you can choose things like the biome type, which is what temperature group it belongs to. You can also choose the biome category, which is like, oh, is this a nether biome? No, it's not. Is this a beach or a desert? I'm just going to choose to make it act like a desert. The biome parent, we'll talk about this later. We're going to skip it for now. And we're also going to skip the biome dictionary. These two different options down here, biome base height and biome height variation, are pretty interesting. The base height impacts the height that the biome spawns in. So just like you saw in this little tooltip, large numbers in here will make the biome spawn just like mountains do, very, very high up. This second one, this height variation, this is how different your height is from the lowest points to the highest points. So if you want large valleys, you can set this to a large number. I've found that I like something around, I want to do something around like 0.5. Cool. And then I'm going to click Save Mod Element. It's going to close automatically. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and press the play button. Cool. So now we've got our launcher open. I'm going to choose single player, and I'm actually going to create a new world, and I'm going to call this MCreator's Test World. And for the sake of my own sanity, I'm going to set it to creative release. And then I'm just going to click Create New World. Now, we told this MCreator biome to spawn pretty regularly. I said it says something like 1,000, pretty frequent. So most of the world will very likely be the MCreators. Well, let's take a quick peek. Let's see how this looks. Okay. So you can see already, we've got these MCreators are spawning. The height variation is probably a little bit high. But you can see I've got my custom structures over here. We've got all this mooniness, all these rocks. It looks pretty good. I'm actually kind of happy with it. I might change the variation in the height a little bit, but it's a good start to what I would like it to be. Anyways, that's pretty much it for creating your own biome. It's pretty quick and easy. Later on, we're going to talk a little bit about trees, but for now, I think we're going to end this video. So thank you guys again for watching. Please tell me what kind of biomes you made in the comments below. I would love to see some, and I would definitely love to hear about them. So until next time, this has been Earbeast, and I'll catch you in the next video.